Hey, shalom y'all, it's Fletch. Welcome back to OTH. So what you're looking at here right now is the Mighty Mule 360, and this is the medium duty gate for a gate that's up to 16 feet and I don't remember how many pounds now, but these tubular steel gates, there's not a lot of weight to them, and I've had this installed now for 4 or 5 days, and so this is more of a first look type review, not obviously an in-depth review, but just kind of give you my thoughts and opinions of it. So far I'd say so good. It's a fairly simple design. It's basically what this is. It's based off of, I think it was Genie maybe that first came out with the screw type garage door opener, and it's the same basic technology. There's a little motor in there and it turns a screw which forces this arm to go out, and when the arm goes out it closes, and when the arm retracts it opens the gate. And it's a fairly simple system but yet fairly robust. And before I go any further, I'll tell you that what I'm talking about here comes more from a homesteading slash preparedness kind of type of mindset, so you know, take it with a grain of salt if that doesn't matter or appeal to you. So you know, the first thing about this, and the reason why we opted to go with automatic gate opener, is to make sure the gate's always shut. When you're in a hurry, you know, and you're coming and going and you have a large busy family life, after a while it can become, you know, a little onerous to get out, open a gate every time you go somewhere. And so what I was finding was that the gate somewhat regularly would find itself left open. And then we had, you know, people, you know, looky-loos, whatever you want to call it, you know, driving up to our house. Hey, yo, where's this road go to? It's a private drive, you're trespassing. But, you know, so that type of thing. But so for us, anyways, you know, it was worth it. Plus we had you know, a couple families that pitched in for this that live here with us. So you know, the total investment for everything I'm about to show you was around $800-900, something like that, and I'm sure it can vary, you know, depending on if you buy it here, buy it there, buy it off the internet, whatever. Not only that, but you know, it's kind of like buying a new car, right? No sooner than you tell someone what you paid for it, right, there's always some know-it-all that tells you that you paid too much. So, you know, take it as a, you know, a grain of salt, so to speak. But, you know, that's the ballpark that you should be looking at. And so basically when you buy this kit, what you're getting is this, which is the main part of it. You get this, you get one, you know, clicky remote that you press, and the mounting hardware that you need, which is the bracket and the bolts for there, and then the bracket that goes up here on the front. And when you're mounting it to one of these tubular steel gates, I would recommend using the muffler clamps on here. That is one of the most secure ways to get it on there. And as most things nowadays, right, they're probably made in China and it's really thin steel, so you know, it will kind of deform the gate a little bit there, but it won't move, and that's the important thing. You don't want it to move. And so, you know, basically it just, excuse me, the gate opener obviously opens and closes the gate. However, it makes it convenient, shall we say, to keep the gate closed. One of the most important parts about this is the latch here on the end, and this is just kind of a temporary setup for now, but I've got this, you know, 2x4 screwed into this post, and this is the locking latch, and this is not included with most of your systems that you can get from Mighty Mule. You have to buy it separately. And it's not cheap. I think you know, retails for about $160, $170, something like that. But anyways, this keeps the gate locked, and it also keeps the pressure off the gate, because in high winds right? You've got a positive stop there. The opener isn't responsible for taking up all of the energy, shall we say, that the wind can cause if the wind starts buffeting your gate back and forth. But what basically happens is when you key in the code, you'll hear this click, which allows the gate to be unlocked, and then your gate will open. So here's a close-up of the lock mechanism. As you can see, I've got it connected with 1.5 inch muffler clamps here that hold it in place. And one thing that the manual says on this is you definitely want to lubricate this lock good, because if you don't, you may have issues with it not closing properly. And I did for a little bit, and then I remembered that I read that about lubricating it, so I just, you know, put some spray lubricant in there, and it works perfectly now, no issues. The gate does also automatically close itself, and I think you can set it for anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes afterwards, and then the gate will automatically close itself. Of course, if you want to, you can just turn that feature off, and after you've drove through, you know, push your remote button again and you can get through. Also, something might be valuable to those of you out there that are homesteading, you know, if you have a big family, lots of vehicles like we do, is you can buy 3 aftermarket remotes that work well, you know, at least ours do anyways, for like 30 bucks. So they're $10 a piece instead of $20 to $30 a piece like you would find trying to buy them retail. So I wanted to share that with you guys as well. There's the lock. That's not included. Here's another thing that's not included. As you see on the end of this is a keypad, and those keypads retail for about $49. I'm sure you can find it cheaper on Amazon and other places. But you know, so it's easy to pull up to it. You can key in the code. Those Mighty Mule digital keypads will allow you to put in up to, I think it's 20 different codes, and then you can do temporary codes. So like if you have, you know, a scheduled service person that's coming to do it, you can put in a code for them that's just temporary and only good for like 1 day to 7 days or something like that. So you know, if you got people that are going to be working on your property for multiple days, you can assign it, and then it just, when it's elapsed, like, you know, 3 days, whatever, it just automatically deletes that code and it's not good anymore. And those are battery operated. They run off 3 AA batteries. You can hardwire it, but I don't know if you really, you know, have anything to gain so much off of doing the hard wiring. Well, we've got one on the outside of the gate and one on the inside of the gate as well. So here's what the key box looks like. It's pretty basic. It's a 4-digit code. You just put it in there. And so, like I said earlier, you can put in temporary codes and whatnot. They do also make one of these that has an intercom call button. It's like a wireless 2-way radio. But it's quite, where my gate is from my house is too far for the range of that system. That wouldn't work for us. Here is the solar panel that Mighty Mule sells. And guys, if you know anything about solar panels and, you know, basic wiring, you could probably save yourself some money by not buying the Mighty Mule panel. But what I would recommend is make sure that it's a UL listed panel, because you don't want it to blow up the control board in your Mighty Mule, because that's how it works. The wiring coming down off of here goes down into the control board, which is under this housing, and it's not like positive and negative. You can connect it on either post when you're connecting it up. But having said that, you know, that is a 10-watt panel. Mighty Mule wants $120 retail or thereabouts for that piece, and you can get 30-watt panel for like 50 bucks off of Amazon. So, you know, that's one area where you might be able to save yourself some money if you wanted to. And then another part of the unit here is the antenna that comes off right here for your remotes. So I just have that affixed to the post here as well. And then I've got a battery box that holds my battery in there. I just got like, I don't know, 200 hour battery, and it seems to be doing the job thus far. with the little solar panel, 10-watt solar panel. So far anyways, it seems to be doing the job. If need be, I may buy one of those 50-watt or 30-watt, excuse me, panels off Amazon for 30-watt panel for 50 bucks. There we go. And I'll point this one more southeast, and then I'll point that other one more kind of south by southwest, and that will allow me to catch sun early in the day, and you know, through most of the daylight hours, because this area here by the gate happens to be shaded later in the afternoon, so that's why I would want to do that. And then you know, of course we have, you know, a big lock here so that we can manually lock the gate if we ever want to. Let's talk about security here real quick, guys, and I'm just going to tell you straight up, there's no security that can't be defeated somehow, some way. If you have a determined and or trained individual, whether, you know, that's, you know, trained in prison or whatever, you know, they're going to get through. So the idea of things like this, a gate and whatnot, is not that it can't be defeated in some way, shape, fashion, form, however you want to put it. It's that it's layers like an onion, right? You're not going to make it easy for someone, right? Locks and padlocks and things like that are to keep honest people honest and bad people guessing, right? That's why, at least when I was in the military, we had a rule that if you left your property unsecured, you got in trouble too, because by you not securing your property, you tempted someone else to steal your stuff because you left it out there for them to steal. They also have a lock that goes in here, which is a padlock type thing. It's a linch pin that has a padlock on the bottom of it. So I have one of those on order because I wasn't going to pay, you know, $30 to Tractor Supply for it, but I can get it for $18 with free shipping off Amazon. So that'll be here in a couple of days. But in the event of a power outage, one, you don't have to worry about it because, right, your battery and solar powered, so there's not really an issue there. And so if you ever had to get out, you would pull the pin there, swing that back, then use your key and open up the latch lock down here, which would, you know, be fairly easy, not too quote-unquote laborious. So far I'm liking the Mighty Mule MM360 system. It seems to be, you know, a decent setup, and, you know, pretty well thought through. And the wiring and everything, guys, if you have a little bit of experience doing stuff like that, the wiring and setup on this, guys, is super easy. There's really not a lot to it. You just connect stuff where it's labeled to connect it to, and you're good to go. There's not a lot you have to worry about. You know, the latch, you connect it where they tell you to connect the latch to. You connect the solar panel where you tell you to connect the solar panel to, and you connect the, you know, your battery in the connection that only the battery connection can go to. It's all really pretty simple. Thus far, guys, I would give it a thumbs up. So thanks for watching today. If you have any specific questions about this system, if I can help you, I'd be happy to if I can. So post your questions below. Thanks for watching today. I hope you're having a great day. And guys, remember, no matter how good your security is, there's some way to defeat it. So you need multiple layers, right? Like an onion, you're peeling back the layers. This is just one more way to keep honest people honest, right? When there's a gate to get into your property. Thanks, guys. Hope you're having a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Shalom.